Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, thank you to all of you for your service to our country. Secretary Del Toro and Admiral Franchetti, are you aware of the 20-month EMBER study authorized to study the sharing of the electromagnetic spectrum in the critical 3.1 to 3.45 gigahertz band?
I am, Senator.
Thank you. Are you aware of the finding of this interagency study that found sharing in this band between the federal and commercial systems is not feasible unless, and I quote, certain regulatory, technological, and resourcing conditions are met and implemented?
I am, Senator. I'm very concerned about the...
Thank you. Are you aware also that the estimate of this interagency study was that implementing the conditions could take 30 years and $260 billion if this portion of the electromagnetic band alone, even under the very stringent conditions, were met? That could be the cost. Were you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Are you also aware that the current legislative proposals in the Commerce Committee call for the use of the 7 to 8 gigahertz band, where the Navy and other services maintain similarly critical systems for the defense of this country?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. And can you tell this committee where you stand on these efforts, if followed through without the most stringent conditions, such as the development and implementation of dynamic spectrum sharing, interference safeguards, and a massive influx of federal resources to maintain the defense of this country? If those aren't included, what is your position on the current proposals to not only look at the 3.14 or 3.45 gigahertz band, but also the 7 to 8 gigahertz band for commercial production?
I'm extremely defensive in any infringement on our spectrum band, and also very concerned about the opportunity costs it would create. I just don't feel we have enough resources to be able to do what sometimes is being suggested to be done.
Secretary Del Toro, we have not had a single uniformed individual with any other opinion other than what you have offered just now. The challenge that we have is continuously from the administration, there seems to be a push because they recognize that there is a 5G and eventually 6G needs, but the pieces that they're looking at involve areas that are critical to the defense of this country because of the physics involved. There has to be, within the Department of Defense, someone who will stand up and make very clear to the administration that these proposals will be extremely expensive and detrimental to the defense of this country. Have you expressed those concerns to the administration?
I've expressed the concerns to my chain of command, yes, Senator.
Thank you. Admiral Franchetti, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, as you stated and the Secretary stated, this is really critical spectrum for us. It would be incredibly detrimental and very expensive if we were even able to adapt the systems to be able to do without that spectrum. So if there were to be an agreement, the sharing, the regulations, it would have to be very strict, as you described, and there would always have to be opportunity for us to have access to those spectrums to be able to both train but potentially defend our homeland.
Which means that you have to have a dynamic spectrum sharing product in place. It does not exist today. We're working on it, but it is not there today.
Yes.
Thank you. Secretary Del Toro, and I'm going to change the subject a little bit for both you and Admiral Franchetti. I think nearly everyone agrees that the state of the Navy's shipyards is inadequate to face, the greater power competition. To cite just one example, the USS Boise, you've heard me talk about it before. It has been in and out of maintenance and unavailable to our warfighters since June of 2016. I know Secretary Del Toro was able to meet with the leaders of HD Hyundai in February this year and see firsthand how they are using AI-enabled capabilities to enhance and manage their shipbuilding efforts. To what degree are the Navy's public shipyards currently using predictive analytics and AI to assist in optimizing the workflows, operations, and scheduling at the shipyards?
So, Senator, we're finally making the appropriate investments over the last couple of years to try to get to a better place, and they've now actually have a platform that they're using that does just this. But I'm also proud to say that finally, we do have actually a contract in to actually repair the Boise. And thanks for your support as well, too, to make that happen. Those efforts are underway in addition to the 2 others that were suffering problems over the long term. And these are the issues that I've been trying to fix since I came in as secretary. And I'm proud to say that all 3 submarines now have contracts on them to get them operational and be put back to sea. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
support.
Thank you. Admiral
I just
Franchetti?
wanted to offer, that's again the critical reason we need to do SIOP. Just in general, our public shipyards really need to be upgraded, both in terms of the dry dock, but the industrial plant equipment, as well as the modernization of the flow and the taking advantage of the technology that we have today to modernize them.
Thank you. And General Smith, I just want to say thank you for your service to our country.